10 sneaky ways men test you. Trust me, men want to break you with these tests. Why? Because every time you fail one of these tests, you become so much easier to take advantage of. The problem is though, these tests are so sneaky that majority of women don't even know they're being tested until they've already failed. And I guarantee you, if you don't pay attention and you fail even just one of these tests with the guy you like, you'll spend the rest of your life hoping to have a redo, but that day is never coming. For number one, we're gonna discuss persuasion. I have you and him here at the night start. Let's say you're out on a dinner date with the guy that you're interested in. Now, you have a particular place that you want this situation to go. He also has a particular place that he wants this situation, this dinner date to go. So for you, that place is, we enjoy our night, we have a good time. I like talking to you, you like talking to me, we laugh, we make eye contact, we flirt a little bit, and at the end of the night ends, maybe a little kiss on the cheek, maybe a little kiss on the lips if we're feeling like adults, and I end up going my way and you end up going your way, and we see each other again sometime soon because everyone had a good time. Now, this is where sometimes you'll have men test you. Actually, I should say a lot of times you'll have men test you where he'll try to say, I feel like we're vibing. Aren't we vibing? Look at me. Twin, we vibing. You like my twin. We talk the same, we act the same, we laugh the same. We one and the same. Why do we have to end the night just like that easy, that simple? Like who's really watching us? We could take a little bit of a detour to my place, hang out a little bit, vibe a little bit. You like my twin, we twins, you know, we vibing for real. And let's just see where the night takes us. I know you had your thing before, but you know, I feel like you're vibing with me the same way I'm vibing with you. So why is this an important test that you need to make sure that you pass? Because men are always gauging how persuasive can they be with you. They want to understand, okay, you'll have your rules, you'll have your expectations, you'll have your things that how you think things are going to go in this relationship. But they always gotta see. They gotta see. Is it really gonna go that way when the pressure is on and you're in that moment, especially if things have been going really well? Because I know guys can be a little bit emotionally stunted sometimes. They're not idiots though. They understand if you're having a really good time, it's a lot harder to say no. And a lot of times, see, guys have what I call a learned behavior, meaning over the course of guys interacting with other women, they learn what works well and they learn what doesn't work as well. So guys get on these dates with you and they become persuasive to try and see, is she gonna break? Is she gonna fold? How much pressure can I apply? How smooth can I talk before I can get her to do something different than she was initially planning to do? So how do you pass this test whenever you're in this circumstance or situation? You pass this test by saying, I had a great time with you. I had such an amazing time with you. I enjoyed my night. We are vibing. Maybe we are a little bit twinning. But even though we're twinning and even though we're vibing, I'm going to continue to stick to my plan, which is to end my night sleeping in my bed. You are not going to be able to persuade me to do something that I had no initial intention of doing. So for number two, let's discuss the future. See, this is very interesting. I'm gonna give you guys an example of a private question that I just helped a woman with a couple of days ago. By the way, if you have a private question for me, you can ask it by going into the link in my description. And I'm gonna use this example of how I helped her to help you understand how the future is one of the tests that a man will give you. So let's say a guy drives to the date. You and him go together to this sushi spot. Okay, you love sushi. Someone's like, do you like sushi? I love sushi. So it's always a sushi date. So you guys are going to a sushi date together. Now, because he drove you there, obviously, he's gonna have to be the one who takes you home. So he drops you off at home. But right as he's dropping you off in front of your house, this is where the test comes in. It's very sneaky. He all of a sudden says, oh, I am so silly, I'm such a silly guy. I forgot to pee the entire time I was at the restaurant, and you know, sushi makes me very thirsty. There was a little bit of, I had some of that wasabi, I was drinking a lot of water, so I actually forgot to pee before we left, and I really have to pee right now. This is actually a situation I just helped a woman with in her private question. So he now has to pee, and we're conveniently right in front of his house. So where do you think he's gonna ask you to pee? He's gonna ask to come inside so that he can pee in your house, okay? Now, this is where problems arise. Now, you're in a conundrum because you're like, oh, I vibed with you, I liked you, it was cool. Now you're asking me to pee in my place. I didn't intend on you coming into my house. This could go left because I don't know what's gonna happen once you come in, but I don't wanna be mean, so go ahead and come in. This is actually what happened in the situation, right? And what do you think happened after he came inside? He came inside. That's what happened after. After he came in, he came in. So why is this a test? And what does this have to do with the future, okay? As a woman, you have to understand, you have a major responsibility. I know it sucks, but I'm just telling you the truth. You have a major responsibility to be forward thinking about, okay, when this situation happens, how is this going to affect the next situation? What are the options here? How could things escalate? The reason you have to be thinking about how things will escalate is because a man in his natural masculine energy is going to make attempts to escalate things. If he feels like he's getting signals from you that is communicating to him one way or another that you are okay with what is happening, he is going to continue to escalate, meaning he's going to push the boundary up until you say, hey, this is too far for me, I don't want to do this. Then when you make it clear, he'll say, okay, my bad, I apologize, I'm not going to go any further. But here's the problem. If you're not looking forward to the future and you're not thinking about, okay, how could things escalate from here? Where are the places where now I could be in a kind of a weird spot or be backed into a corner or be forced to make a decision under a little bit of pressure? And you have to start thinking about that before you say yes to this thing. Because as things escalate, you'll say yes to one thing, and then you say yes to the next thing, and then you say yes to the next thing, and then all of a sudden you're in this position where you're like, oh my God, I just slept with this guy on the first night. I was not thinking about doing that. That was not in my cards. That was not in my plans at all. And you might genuinely mean that. But see, here's the thing, is that this test didn't start with making the decision to sleep with him. It didn't even start with saying yes to him coming into your house to pee. This decision and this test started with making sure that you have your own way of getting to the restaurant for the sushi date and meeting him there so that you're not tempted or put in a position where your back's against the wall or you feel pressured to allow him to do something that escalates in a way that now you're all jumbled up and you can't get yourself out of this situation. For point number 3, we're going to discuss change. It's very important to strike a balance between what is an adjustment, right, or a compromise in a relationship, a romantic relationship with a man who's also investing in you, and what is you changing the essence of who you are to be more like what a guy wants. Let me give you an example of change that goes too far, that becomes a failed test. Let's say he doesn't like the fact that you have a really full life. You have so many friends, specifically girlfriends, that you love to hang out with. They're always inviting you for girls' trips. You guys like to take vacations. You guys like to go out to restaurants together, go out to museums together. They're not necessarily problematic girls. They're just outgoing girls who like to have fun, like to chit-chat, like to have experiences. That's the vibe and the essence of the tribe that you surround yourself with. You're like one of those girls. But you meet this guy and you really like this guy and you really want him to like you. And he tells you, well, to be honest with you, I don't really like the fact that you got so many girlfriends. They're always inviting you to this place and inviting you to that place and inviting you over here and over there. And there's always guys around because guys are around everywhere. And I don't really like that idea in general. I don't like girls that are always going out and doing different things. I would rather prefer to be with a woman that only enjoys hanging out with me. She doesn't really care about hanging out with this girl or that girl or Michelle or Samantha or Stacy or whoever. She only sees me. She only wants to spend time with me, and she only finds it fun going out and doing things with me. That's the type of girl I want. But you're this girl. And so an example of a failed test would be you saying, okay, I guess, since you like girls that only want to hang out with you, you go from being this girl who has a tribe of girls that like to go out and do things and explore to being this girl who you're like, yeah, I like hanging out with you better than anything. No, I told Michelle, yeah, I don't really want to go to that museum thing. That's dumb anyways. We already said that we were gonna watch a movie together, so I'd rather just stay in and watch this movie with you. I like spending most of my time with you anyways. What is happening here? He's going, good girl. You're listening. You're changing yourself, right? Not making an adjustment, not making a compromise. You're changing the essence of who you are to be what I want you to be, right? So now, right, you don't have a personality. You don't have a foundation. You don't have an identity. Your identity is what I want your identity to be. So I tell you the list of things that you must have if you're going to be my woman, and then you figure out how to change every single aspect of who you are. I don't care how fundamental it is to your personality. If I say I don't like a girl who laughs, you don't laugh, right? This is how serious it'll get. This is why I say it's a test. They want to see how far you'll go with your change, right? Then slowly but surely, even when you change the one thing, then it'll become another thing. Then it'll become another thing. For point number 4, we're going to discuss silence. Now, this is a very tricky one. See, when a guy gives you energy, they will use silence as a way to see how desperate are you for my validation and what are you willing to do for that validation, right? And this is the craziest part about this test. Some guys even do this inadvertently, by accident, just because they're busy or just because they're doing things. And they'll go from meeting you, seeming like they're so interested in you, talking to you every day, calling you 24/7, and then just one random day, they won't call you. They won't text you. They'll seem distant from you. They'll seem uninterested in you. And then the silence that this fills, right? The same way when he was giving you a lot of energy, it was taking you up through the moon. Now that he's not giving you as much energy and he's being silent, now you're down in the dumps, okay? This is a very dangerous place to be in because when you're in this state, a lot of women make major mistakes. Let's be so for real. Majority of the private questions that I help women with, situations that I help women solve, okay, problems and issues that they have, happens 90% in this state right here, where a man is giving some sort of silence or taking away his energy in some way, shape, or form or fashion. And then because of that, the reaction that you have is, oh, okay, I'm scared now. What's happening? What are we doing? Oh my God, we've lost him. Oh my God, control, code red, code red. When they're happy, it's easy to stand on what you're about. It's easy to have your identity. It's easy to say no to a man. It's easy to feel like you're in a position of power. As soon as women get into this area and then they have the mental state where they're kind of having a breakdown because they're like, oh my God, what do I do now? This guy's not giving me energy. Now, all of a sudden, the first thing that they run to is, let me change up everything that I've been doing to be a feminine woman, to allow him to approach me, to chase me, to pursue me. I need to switch up the entire strategy, okay? In fact, let me use a different strategy that consists of me reaching out to him, me texting him, me calling him, me checking up on him, me planning my own dates. Oh my God. But because of that silence, it's brought out your desperation and you failed the test. Because whenever a guy gives you silence, whether it be accidentally or whether it be on purpose, we want you to pass the test by showing him that he is not going to be able to control you and control your emotions by whether or not he chooses to give you energy or take it away from you. This is, maybe I should have put this at number 1. But this is such a vital test and step to establishing the power dynamic in your relationship. I know a lot of y'all don't want to play games and everything sounds like a game, but I promise you, when you build a relationship with anyone, platonic, with family, romantic, there is a power dynamic. Everyone is fighting and battling for power. And if you show him during this time where he is silent, that you will fold, that you will do things outside of your character, that you will change up your entire strategy, you are giving him so much power. You are showing him that he is in control of your emotions. He can take you up high and he can take you down low. We're going to discuss, for point number 5, we're going to discuss punishment, okay? Such an important test for men. I don't want to make men sound evil, like horrible people, but you have to understand this isn't even just a man thing. This is a human being thing. When people meet you, they will test you to see how much they can get away with. I'm going to say it again so you don't miss it. When people meet you, Eventually, at some point in your relationship, in your friendship, they will test you to see how much they can get away with. Everyone in your life is going to do that to you at some point. Even you do that to other people. Remember, I told you, relationships are also power dynamics. When you build a relationship with anyone, you're establishing a dynamic. Who's in control? What can someone get away with? What can someone not get away with? How much respect do you have to show the other person? How much can you disrespect the other person? Okay? When guys meet you, understand from the very beginning, we're live, we're on air. You have to be thinking about these things. So when it comes to punishment, you have to understand and anticipate at some point in our relationship, whether it be in a small way or in a big way, you are going to give me a reason to have to punish you. At that point, this is a very pivotal point in our relationship. I must pass this test by showing you I am going to punish you for actions that you do that are wrong. And your punishment is going to be relative to how much disrespect you show me or how far you go. The same way, if you commit an unaliving, you're getting 25 to life. Now, if you commit a petty crime like going to the store and stealing candy, you might get a little fine. Maybe you get a couple of days in jail or something like that, right? Your punishment is relative to how bad the act is, how bad the crime is. You also have to be understanding, in order to pass this test of punishment, you must be on top of punishing men for committing crimes, okay? In this scenario, a crime would be disrespect, a crime would be inconsistency, a crime would be carelessness. How do you put men in jail? You do not put men in jail by spam texting them. You do not put men in jail by crashing out on them. You do not put men in jail by cursing them out. You do not put men in jail by calling them a million times, okay? You put men in jail by pretending they do not exist. You give them no energy. You give them no time. You pay them no mind. You pretend like your life is going on happy as hell, looking sexy as hell without them. That is how you punish men. Every time the punishment that you're going to give him, or the amount of punishment you're going to give him in that sense, is just going to change depending on how crazy or how small the crime that he did is, I should say. Yeah, the crime that he did is, how crazy it is. So what that means is, if the crime is extreme, like he cheated, you're gone forever, okay? Now, if the crime is something small, like, hey, he was doing a little bit of unnecessary flirting, maybe going a little bit too far, then maybe the way that you pull back your energy is a little bit less, but still enough for him to notice it and for it to be addressed and for it to be uncomfortable, right? So you make that relative, but you always make sure to punish that man by withdrawing your attention, withdrawing your time, withdrawing your love, because that's how men actually know they're in trouble. And then you use that to help him recognize you will be punished for your actions. So number 6, we're gonna talk about the ask. This is very, very interesting. I'm gonna break down this example scenario with you so we can understand here. So you meet a guy, right? And you like him, you think he's hot, you think he's sexy, so you want him to like you as well. So he asks you, hey, can I come sleep over? I just like your vibe. I like your place. So you're like, sure, you can come sleep over. We can do a thing. I like your vibe too. I want to spend time with you. I want to get D down for sure. And I want to spend time with you as well. I like you. So he comes over. Nothing particularly wrong about that. But this is where you can start to lose track of things. Now, one day, after he's gotten used to sleeping over regularly and you've gotten used to him sleeping over regularly, he is out, at a club one night with his boys, but he just happens to be out at a club that's in the area of where your apartment building is. So let's say around 2 a.m., 30 minutes before the club closes, he calls you up and he says, hey, I'm off that handout for real, yo. I just finished at the club, shawty. Like, what you saying? What you saying? Nah, you gotta wake your ass up, girl. What you saying? What you saying? I'm finna pull up on you for real talk. Nah. I'm pulling up on you tonight. What you mean? Yo, I'm trying to see you tight shit. What you on tight? Yo, leave the door open for me for real. Yeah. What's the bus code? Okay, 67. Okay, yeah. All right, I'll be there at 50. All right. So he comes over. He sleeps over. Now we start to create a routine out of that, where he's going to the club, he's going out places, he's coming over, and he's crashing at your place afterwards. Then we get to a point where he's like, oh, I don't even have that much to do today, but I know you're gonna go to work, so why don't I just stay here while you go to work, and I'll just chill out and I'll be here by the time you come back, right? And you're thinking, oh, that sounds like a vibe. I could come right back home, get some D as soon as I come back home and he's still here, right? So all of this just seems like a vibe to you. So you, leave the key, leave an extra key for him so he can go out, in and out and things like that. All cool, all good, right? Then eventually it gets to a point where he's like, wait, why don't you just give me my own key? And then I'll just come in and out as I please. That way I never have to call you whenever I want to pull up on you. And you're like, huh? You know what? That sounds like a vibe. You can have a key. Pull up whenever you want, right? Now, this guy is using your place as his place. He's actually pulling up whenever he feels like it. When you're not home, when, he's out late with his guys, he comes in drunk and you're not getting sleep because he's waking you up in the middle of the night. I've seen these things happen. Trust me, I've been very, very close to these things, okay? And then we get to a point that you never thought you would be in, but now you're here. Simply by inconveniencing yourself over and over again over the course of time. Then eventually he gets so comfortable that he's like, you know what? I want to have a little get together. I want to have a little vibe. I want to have a little pre. So before he goes out to the club with his group of friends, which includes other girls that he's also smashing, he says, I got a key to a place that's downtown right by the place we're going to go out to the club. I'm just going to invite people over, have the pre at your place, and then we're all gonna go out without you because I know you got other things to do. Maybe you got work and all this other stuff. So then he invites, I've been at these pre, so I know this to be true. So then he invites a bunch of people, including girls that he's also smashing, to your place to have a pre for the going out to the club all together. And then all these people, drunk people, come over to your place that you don't know. They're breaking stuff, things falling over. They're putting their shoes on your carpet and on your floor. People are sitting on your bed in their outside clothes. And all that fast, you're getting taken advantage in a major way just by simply allowing yourself to be inconvenienced by this man's ass over and over and over again, and never knowing how to actually just say, no, this is too much. I don't care how cute you are. I don't care how much of a vibe you are. I don't care how cool we're getting. There will never be a point where I'm going to let you do certain things. Because each step of the way, when you say one ask, and then you feel closer to this man, the next time, the next ask feels harder to say no to because you're like, well, we're so close now. How can I say no to this guy? Until finally, you're not able to say no to even the wildest of asks. Number 7, let's discuss disrespect, okay? Similar to punishment, what you have to understand is there's always kind of a balancing act where men are seeing how much disrespect are you willing to tolerate before you'll actually walk away from him, okay? Now, this kind of goes hand in hand with punishment because as you're punishing a guy correctly, relevant in correlation to how much disrespect he's showing you, there will be an understanding of, okay, you're not going to be tolerating that much disrespect before you'll actually walk away. But on the opposite end of the spectrum, if this has a crazy imbalance, meaning you're not punishing him relevant to the disrespect he's showing you, you're not doing a good job of staying on top of that and keeping that balance healthy, now all of a sudden, he feels like he can show you a crazy amount of disrespect and you're gonna tolerate that disrespect. Then what happens is eventually you'll get to a place where he'll put you in a very precarious situation. He'll disrespect you so much, not just in your face, in front of other people that you know, whether it be your girlfriends, your family, or a combination of both, or just in public in general. And he'll disrespect you in a way where he'll literally look into your eyes and say, hypothetically, I dare you to do something about it. I dare you. He'll get to a point, and I'm telling you, I've seen this happen with women. He will disrespect you so crazy. Your only option, if you want to stand up for yourself and have any self-respect, is to end the relationship right then and there. But when guys get so brazen because you're not passing the test of giving the proper amount of punishment, they will dare you to do something about this level of disrespect. An example of that could be like getting to the point where you don't say anything to him about the way he's interacting and flirting with girls, to the point where he's literally grabbing up on a girl, grabbing her ass, dancing with her in front of you. I know some of you be like, I would never allow that to happen. I'm telling you, I've seen some crazy stuff. I've seen some crazy stuff. For point number 8, we're going to discuss hope. Hope is a drug, a very intense, very addictive drug. Men will use hope to control you because you will become like a mouse chasing your cheese. Hope will become your cheese, and you'll be running around in circles constantly trying to chase hope. Someone in the chat said hopium, okay? Right? It's called hopium. Now, the reason that this is a test is because if a guy understands that giving you hope will make it so that you will continue to put your best foot forward in the relationship, hoping that eventually things will change, even though they never do, he knows that this is a perfect dynamic, a perfect place for the relationship to sit where you're just a hamster running on a wheel. Okay? The best example that I can give of that is being in a situationship with a man that instead of him telling you, look, to be honest with you, I don't want to date you. I'm never going to want to date you, no matter what you do, no matter how you dress, no matter how you talk, no matter how much you cook for me, I am never going to want to wife you. Instead of him saying that, he says, you know what? I don't really know what I want. I'm unsure about what I want. I'm just kind of feeling it through. I'm just kind of figuring it out. You know, maybe one day I'll want you, but maybe one day I'll want something else. I just don't know yet. We'll see. And you obviously have hope that one day he'll want to be with you. So what do you continue to do? You continue to do everything in your power to be a wifey to him. Take care of him when he's not feeling well. Go to his house. Show up at his place like DoorDash. Oh my God. What are you doing that out of? You're doing that out of the hope that as you do that, he will like you more, and eventually he'll decide that he wants to date you. But this is why I say this is a test. When men give you non-answer, when they don't give you clarity as to what they want in this relationship, what they want in general, what the timeline of what they want is, or how they want to build this, or where they want this to go, when they don't provide you with clarity, they're hoping that you will live off hopium. The longer you can live off hopium, the better it is for him to be able to control you and get you to continue giving that girlfriend treatment, get you to continue overextending yourself, get you to continue inconveniencing yourself in the hope that one day your situation will look how you want it to look, even though he knows it's never going to look like that. So we're going to talk about actions. This, for some of you, is going to be very painful because this is going to be a very painful realization. The same way we talk about don't listen to his words, listen to his actions, you need to abide by those same set of rules. Let me give you an example. So you go on your date and you're on your high horse talking about, I hope you don't think I'm like any of those other girls you dated. You thought you had a girl with a fat, can I say ass? With a fat ass. I'm the girl with the fattest ass. You thought you had a girl that was spicy. I'm the spiciest. You thought you had a girl that was smart. I'm the smartest. You thought you had a bad B. I'm the baddest B you done ever met. And if you think you gonna get away with the same stuff that you got away with those girls, you ain't getting away with that with me. Okay? So you're talking up a big game. And you're making yourself seem like, oh, you the biggest, baddest ever, okay? I want you all to understand this concept because I know what you listen to, I know what you watch, I know what you consume. So we need to address this now. This is gonna be probably the most important part of the show. I love you and I care about you. I wanna see you succeed. I know you listen to things like 50 Shades of Grey, 365 Days, you'll read your smut books, you'll read your dark fantasy and dark romance books. I'm not saying stop doing that. I'm not saying stop enjoying that. I'm not saying stop touching yourself to that. But what I am saying is understand this concept, okay? When you say something like this is a very important statement to make. You have to back this up. There's a lot of women that get here, and what will happen is they think it's cute to be like, oh, I'm the prey and you're coming after me. Oh my God, and you're just a big, strong man that's gonna take me over. So when I say no, I'm not that type of woman, what I really want is for you to be such a big, strong, stern man that you take it from me anyways. I know it's in your dark romance books, I know. So you're thinking it's cute to let him have his way with you because he's so persuasive, because he's such a man, because he's so masculine, so strong, and just such a monster, such a beast, like in your dark romance novels. But the problem is, this is not a dark romance novel. And it's not having the same effect as you're imagining that it has, because now you've just taken all of this, you've scratched it out, and you've made yourself look like a fool, okay? And this is a major test. I would rather, truthfully, if you're gonna go out on a date with a man, I would rather you sleep with him on the first night and not say anything like this than for you to say this and then proceed to sleep with him. Because at least if you don't say this and you just sleep with him, we can make it seem like, hey, you planned to do it, you did what you wanted to do, nobody coerced or convinced you to do nothing, okay? That was your decision. But when you do this, this makes you look very silly, very foolish, very dumb, right? When you say this and then you end up doing that, what happens is guys say, okay, noted. She is not a serious woman at all. Now, from now on, anytime she speaks on her desires, unimportant to me. Anytime she warns me about, hey, if you keep doing this, I'm gonna break up with you and I'm gonna walk away, don't listen to none of that. None of that matters, right? Now, from now on in your relationship, once you do something like this, you show him he doesn't have to take anything you say with your mouth seriously. Nothing. Because you don't even know how to back up your own words with actions that make sense. But it starts with you, and it starts with showing him that when I say I won't do something, when I say I'm not like those other type of girls that you can sleep with on the first night and you can do whatever you want with and da-da-da, I actually mean that. And I'm not gonna be cute about the fact that, oh wow, you convinced me, oh wow, you persuaded me, oh wow, this is a dark romance novel. That's not cute. Number 10, we're gonna discuss the confirmation, okay? Now, this is something they're all important today. I keep saying this one's so important. This one is actually important as well, because this is one we haven't gotten a chance to discuss. I keep getting these in private questions, so I want to address this one. This one gets very confusing for some of you. So we're gonna break down a whole week scenario, and we're gonna break down the idea of what timing should look like, and why this ends up being a test to see where you're at mentally. Confirmation. So let's pretend that you're supposed to go out on a dinner date with the guy. Monday, he asks you out on this dinner date, okay? So, you know, I love sushi, so it's gonna be a sushi date that he plans with you on Thursday. Thursday is the dinner date, okay? So Thursday is your dinner date day. Now, because of that, and because of the fact that he's not a huge texter or a huge caller, he just kind of pulls up on you when he pulls up on you, he doesn't really text you on the Tuesday, let's just say for the sake of example. So now, Wednesday, at some point during the day, you're expecting some sort of confirmation about tomorrow, okay? So the day of the date comes on Thursday, and let's say the date is at 7 p.m. Now you're kind of unsure on what to do because it's the morning of Thursday. He hasn't given you a confirmation on Wednesday night, he didn't text you on Tuesday, and he asked you out on Monday. So now you don't know what to do. This is where I say this is a test. It's a major test, okay? And it's a confusing test for a lot of women, which is why they fail it. On this Thursday, let's say for the sake of example, this guy texts you 30 minutes before the date, and he's like, oh, I'm pulling up here, I'm gonna be there in 30 minutes. Your response should be, well, enjoy your time by yourself because I'm doing something else now. And the reason I say that, I know so for some of you it's confusing because you're like, wait, but he asked me out on a date. What do you mean I should tell him I'm doing something else? The reason for that is we want to be structured while allowing people the space to be an adult. We still need to have a semblance of understanding that communication is important. And if he's not willing to communicate with you like an adult, there will be consequences for that. This is why I say this is a big test a lot of people fail. What you should be doing during this time is you should say, okay, you're asking me out on Monday, Thursday is fine. We can do the dinner date at 7 p.m. Now, what I want you to have in your mind so that none of you are confused when it comes to how to pass this test is up until 3 hours before the time of the date. So if the date is scheduled at 7 p.m., he has until 4 p.m., okay? At 4 p.m., if he has not sent you a text confirming the fact that you guys are going out on this date and the fact that you guys are meeting at this restaurant, or some sort of corroboration of, hey, we're doing this at this time here, this is what the plan is, you don't get prepared, don't put your makeup on, Don't put your jeans on. And even if you do get ready, you get ready to go somewhere else, okay? With your girlfriends or by yourself. The reason I say this is because you do not want men to get into the habit of thinking, hey, I can kind of book you how and when I feel like. I can forget about you, stash you away, and come back to you when I'm ready, okay? If he's not going to approach this with professionalism, trying to think of a different word, but professionalism is really the best word. Professionalism with being scheduled, being organized, and being planned, well, then he's just not that serious about it. And here's the other part of the test, because a lot of women get confused. They say, okay, well, if I'm going to deny this dinner date on Thursday because he waited till 30 minutes before to confirm with me after not saying anything for the whole rest of the week, well, then when do I see him again? What if he's like, okay, let's see each other on Friday. Should I see him that day? No. This is, again, where a lot of women fail this test. You don't just say, okay, well, yeah, you forgot, you didn't communicate, so I'll see you the next day. It's not enough of a punishment for him to feel like he made a mistake, like he needs to make an adjustment. What you have to say is say, nope, we didn't go on this dinner date Thursday. I know you're disappointed. You don't have to say that you're disappointed, even though you are, but you say, I know you're disappointed, but you're not going to see me on Friday. I have other stuff to do. So the closest that you can schedule me, if you want to schedule me now, is going to be Saturday or Sunday. That is how you pass this test, because now it forces him to say, damn, I missed out on this opportunity to see her by not being communicative with her and letting her know what's going on ahead of time, being organized and scheduled with the way that I see her, and bringing a level of seriousness and professionalism to the way that I date her, and intentionality. Now I'm paying the price for that. The price is not just I won't see her tonight, so I'll see her tomorrow, okay? The price is I'm not seeing her tonight, I'm not seeing her tomorrow, and at closest, it will be Saturday or Sunday before I can see her again.